Hello, construction materials and detail students. Again, this is Detail Detectives. So today we're going to be looking at this fountain behind us. And what we learned in lecture, since COVID-19, what you reviewed through the lecture slides is that a fountain needs to have a water source. It would have some amount of plumbing to recirculate the water, so to take the water from the basin that you see here and circulate it back up into the fountain. So there would be some sort of plumbing, some sort of pipe, and so there would need to be access for the water to collect somewhere, for a pump to be submerged and to circulate that water. This fountain is a bit of a puzzle, and so there's going to be a lot of unanswered questions about this fountain, but let's look for clues, right? And then you'll begin to understand how complicated understanding how this fountain was constructed actually is. So first, like so many things on the campus of University of Oklahoma, it's just this thing plopped in the middle of lawn. So as you can see, there are no walkways to it. If you're thinking of a service vehicle, there would be no sort of paved road for a service vehicle to access this fountain. It's just this fountain and this kind of sea of grass. There doesn't seem to be a water source that I can see. So let's explore a water source. So the first thing we're going to do to try to figure out how this fountain was constructed is look for a water source. So I'm just going to walk the perimeter of the fountain looking for any sort of utility box, right? That would give us some clues to how this was constructed. And I'm not really seeing anything. Oh, what's that? Is this anything? Oh, yeah. Okay, so there is a utility box right here at the fountain, but it's overgrown and it's heavy. I can't lift it off, so I'm not sure what's in there, but I would assume that it would be a cutoff valve for the water supply, because obviously the fountain is not running, and so I would expect to see there a cutoff valve to end the water supply. So I think the mystery of the water supply is solved. We know that it is fed water through this source. So the water comes in here and it circulates through the fountain. Now the next thing we need to look for is a pump. So let's just get in here, see what we have. So here we have a drain. It's got a screen to keep debris out of it. So that is taking water to a chamber someplace, maybe where the pump is. Then we see a light fixture and then another drain, right? So there's a second light fixture, a third light fixture, and then another drain. So underneath here, right, there is, I would assume, some sort of water collection basin with a pump that would circulate the pump through the fountain. But how do you access the pump? That is what I don't know. Let's see. I don't see, there's nothing on this pedestal. Sometimes in the pedestal, part of it will come out, and that's how you access the pump. But I don't see that. I don't see how you would access a pump. So these covers wouldn't be big enough, right, for a person to service the pump. Maybe it's in the basin. No. So that's a mystery that we can't solve by looking for clues. Where's the pump? How do you access the pump? So you'll just have to make some guesses about that. Now these light fixtures, here you can see there is a wire that connects the light fixture to a power source, and we can see that the power source kind of screws in here. All right, let's take a closer look at the basin. So we see the interior is treated with waterproofing, right? And so you do this so water can't penetrate into the basin. Okay, so the walls of the basin are prefabricated concrete. And so we can see that sections of the basin are adhered together to create the basin wall. So each unit is identical. And they're just mortared together to create the basin wall. All right, so the fountain dimensions. It's really tall, so it was hard to measure, but I did the best I could. So this is what I came up with. Okay, the basin wall. The height is 19 inches. The basin wall cap is 9 inches wide. The basin interior radius is 8 feet. So that would be a 16-foot diameter. All right, so this first pedestal, the height is 41 inches, right? And so that's from the basin up to just the bottom of the bowl. We've got the lower bowl. So I measured on the outside, and it's 16 inches high. It's got a 6-foot diameter, and the interior of the bowl is 8 inches deep. All right, so the very next pedestal here, so starting at the very bottom, which would be the inside of the bowl, that pedestal just to the bottom of the next bowl is 16 inches tall. I'm sorry, 19 inches tall. So that means when you're drawing the detail, you'll have some overlap in this area between the depth of the bowl and the height of the pedestal. Okay, this middle bowl right here, it is 12 inches tall on the outside. It's got a 3-foot diameter, and the interior of the bowl is 6 inches deep. And the next pedestal right there, going from the interior of the bowl, the bottom of the pedestal, to the bottom of the next bowl, that is 16 inches tall. So again, you'll have that overlap between the depth of the bowl and the height of the pedestal. So the top bowl is on the outside 8 inches tall. It's 8 inches in diameter and 4 inches deep. And then that top finial appears on a pedestal from the bottom of the bowl. So that measurement from the bottom of the bowl to the top of that finial is 16 inches tall.